Hey everybody, welcome to another week of Cheltenham Focus with me, Daryl Carter from RacingTips.com. What a week of action we've had. Action all over the place. Fairyhouse hosted an outstanding card on Sunday. Plenty of Grade 1 action to look into there. On Saturday and Friday, Newbury hosted a wonderful Ladbrokes Winter Carnival meeting. There's clues all over the place. I'm going to start back on Wednesday with Ribble Valley for Nicky Richards and Brian Hughes. Really caught the eye, coasted to an easy success at Wetherby over a decent field, winning by 11 lengths. Now, he pulled very hard at the beginning of that race. It took him a little while to settle, but he just cleared away from him like a really good horse. He's around 40 to 1 for the Supreme Novice. This year's crop of British contenders for the Supreme Novice is very weak. Now, I'm not saying Ribble Valley is a weak horse. I think he's a pretty decent horse, and he might be the best of the British, if I'm being completely honest with you. But it's going to be very hard to beat the Irish contingent in the novice races this term, I believe. Nothing really caught the eye on Thursday. Friday, Champ was excellent, although he did not give us a scare. He nearly ran out towards the finish to go around for another circuit before Barry Geraghty pulled him back in and got up on the line. Now, he lost 3 3/4 lengths at the majority at his fences over the duration of the race. And he won by 1 3/4 lengths over the 152 rated Black Op. I think he's worth upgrading that effort, to be honest with you. He's going the right way for the RSA, for an RSA contender. He is ahead in the market at around 7 to 2. I think he's only going to improve. He does need to improve that jumping a little bit. He's a little bit sketchy at times. But his next target will likely be the Dipper on New Year's Day. He's definitely going the right way, like I say, but at the moment, 7 to 2, I think we'll leave that alone, even though I think he's the most likely winner. I must make that clear. Fanian Destravel was really impressive for Venetia Williams at the same venue. This French-bred horse took his career efforts over fences free from free. He's an exciting young talent. He's only a 4-year-old. Shown an electric turn of foot. Now, he was given a mark of 137. He was clearly at least £10 ahead of that mark on the day. By the way, he won. He was getting a 4-year-old's allowance. Now, he will be 5 come the turn at the festival, and 5-year-olds got a terrible record in the Arkle. I must just warn you, they've got a really bad record since they don't get the allowance these days. There's been no 5-year-old winner since 2000 of the Arkle. So that's a slight negative, but he's an exciting talent nonetheless. An explosive turn of foot. I was really impressed with him. I can't wait to see him again already. Moving on, Paisley Park is now 11 to 8 for the Stayers Hurdle after an excellent performance. On return, now brilliant it was to see Thistlecrack chase home Paisley Park. Thistlecrack 16 to 1 for the Stayers. If you fancy a little bit of that, I think they should definitely keep him over hurdles and give him another crack at Paisley Park. But Emma Lavelle did say that they left a bit to work on with Paisley Park. And if he's going to come on and improve from that, he's going to be very tough to beat in the Stayers Hurdle at Cheltenham next year. Now, lots and lots of movement in the RSA market this week. Danny Whizbang destroyed Reserve Tank on Chase debut. And just as I'll give Reserve Tank a little bit of credit last week, he goes and does exactly the same as what he did on debut. Now, I should have known better. I did expect him to do the same sort of thing. He leaves his front legs in. He loses momentum. He doesn't pick them up. And he just tends to crash at a couple of his fences. I would find it very difficult to see Reserve Tank winning any sort of Grade 1 novice this term over fences. He's a very good horse, no doubt about it. But I would say back over hurdles for me. Danny Whizbang definitely has a bright future though. The race he actually won was won by strong stayers in the past like Santini, Elegant Escape and Thistlecrack. I definitely think he's got a bright future. He's a big mover this week, 40 to 1 into 16 to 1 for the RSA. He might even need further than the RSA trip, but he looks a talent nonetheless. I'd like to see him again before I back him. I'm hoping he's not a slow horse, if that makes sense, because he's got a massive stride on him, but looked really good. Carefully selected over at Fairyhouse, putting a good performance on Saturday. And speaking of things to work on, he showed plenty of promise, but he did leave a bit to be desired with his jumping. Now, he came down and sprawled on landing 2 from home, but he got back up and he took care of his rivals in quite comfortable fashion in the end. 3 miles definitely looks his game. He's going to step up and trip. He's definitely crept onto my radar as well. 20 to 1 for the RSA from 25s. Now, I definitely think he's going to improve on that performance. I'm just going to keep an eye on him. That's all I'll say about that. On Sunday, just wow, outstanding. Excellent card from Fairy House. Tip my hat. Well done. Horse racing has never been in a better place with the crop of horses we've got this season, I don't think. And Envoy Allen proved a class above when taking care of Abacadabras in gutsy style. I don't think we're anywhere near the bottom of this horse, its ability just yet. A big mover in both the Supreme and Ballymore markets, as you would expect. 4-1 for the Supreme, 3-1 if you fancy him for the Ballymore. Just looks really untouchable at the moment. A lot of people discussing where he's going to go, and I think it's going to be a seasonal long conversation, whether he goes over 2 miles or the 2 mile 5 trip. I think Envoy Allen could win both, if I'm being honest. I think he could probably run in one and then run in the other. But he's going to make a decision. I would like to see him go Ballymore. I think the further he goes, the better he's going to be. But he's definitely speedy enough for 2 miles. There's lots to like about Envoy Allen. Fakir did Dowdries later on in the card, came out best in the Drimore, taking his record to 2 for 2 over fences this campaign. Would Samcro have run? Now, Samcro came down 2 out just as the challenge was about to begin. The poll of 212 votes, thank you very much for that. 72% of you think that Samcro would have beat Fakir Dowdries. Now, I do think the market actually agrees with you because they put Samcro in at 6-1 favourite for the JLT. And if you really liked Fakir Dowdries and you're part of the other 28% who think that Fakir Dowdries would have won, then you'll be happy to know you can get Fakir Dowdries at 14-1 for the same race. I think those prices are a bit mad, to be honest with you, because Fakir Dowdries is an excellent jumper of a fence. I would go as far to say it's probably one of the best novice jumpers of a fence that I've seen in a long while. Really, really liked the performance. He was gutsy, he stayed on strong. So that's interesting going forward. Honeysuckle is the last horse that we're going to talk about in this little segment. Was not even arguably, was just the standout performer of the week and probably of the season, if I'm being honest. She took apart her rivals in the Grade 1 Hatton Grace. Won by 9 lengths. Just a real powerful mover. She had more left in the tank. Rachel Blackmore gave her a little tap after the last, and she was just going away again. I really like her. She's 6-4 for the mare's hurdle, but I'm going to put her up as an anti-post bet, and I'm going to do this with a bit of hope that they send her to the champion hurdle where she is 12-1 for it, with plenty of firms. Now, there's not many 2.5 mile races for her until the end of January, which means at Christmas they're going to have to make a decision. They're going to have to step up to 3 miles, or they're going to have to drop back down to 2 miles where she'll meet Classical Dream and Saudi Air. I don't think they're going to step her up to 3 miles. I think she's too young. She's got plenty of time for that. I think they're going to drop her back to 2 miles. And now, if she beats Classical Dream and Saudi Air, which I think she really will, definitely think she will, she gets a nice £7 mare's allowance off them. I think she's simply the better horse. Then they're going to have to go for the champion hurdle. It's as simple as that. I think that's the way they're going to end up going with her. I think she's a talent. I think she's one of the best horses we've seen for a very long time. And yeah, she's unbeaten in 7 starts. There's so much to like about her. She makes me speechless. Absolute sensation. 12-1, champion hurdle, Honeysuckle. Might be a bit premature here, but I'm trying to predict the market. So I think she'll be, after Christmas, I think she could well be favourite for the champion hurdle. Now, before we finish this week's episode of Cheltenham Focus, we just must mention Bouvedere, who suffered an injury at Newcastle when being beaten in the fighting fifth. He did get a large splinter through the top side, between the toe and the hoof. Real shame, really, because he may well miss the rest of the season. So bear that in mind when looking at the champion hurdle market. We might not see Bouvedere again this season, but hopefully we can get him back and get him on track as soon as possible. See you soon. Next week, champion hurdle, don't forget, 12-1.